Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, Power Query. Let's dive in. So, here we are having a diagram, but before I jumping into explaining what exactly it is, you should know that Power Query is a tool that is basically designed for ETL, which stands for extracting data from different sources, transforming it into a very clean format, and then loading that data into your final report. Okay. To make it a bit easy to understand, think Power Query as a data cleaning machine where you are giving it a very messy data, then it cleans and reshape and prepares it. Okay, prepares the data. Then you can send it ready for the use in Excel or in Power BI. Okay, so that's what it is. Um, in this architectural diagram that I'm displaying currently, it's starting with the data import. Okay, so the data import, like from where we are basically importing the data, right? So the data is getting created somewhere, right? So where the data is getting created or stored, so that is the first thing. That can be a database, a file, a web services, or kind of an API. Okay. Now, now after data sources, the second step is the Power Query engine. Now, how this data will come to the Power Query engine, right? So there we are having a data connectors. um, Data connector, just think kind of a USB cable. That is, that one part is connected to the source, the other part is connected to the engine. So it's just kind of a bridge. Okay. Now, the main part is the Power Query engine, which is basically the brain of it. Okay. And it has its three important parts. The first part is the data import. Data import is nothing but data is getting loaded into the Power Query. Okay, where you will be able to see a preview of the original data that is imported, like basically the table that imported, the same one. Nothing changed yet, basically. The next thing is, or the most important part of the Power Query engine, is the data transformation. The data transformer or the data transformation is basically where you are removing duplicates, where you are filtering rows, or you are cleaning the data. We have seen, right, how the clean works, the clean function works, the trim function works, right? So all those things happens in this data transformation phase. And then the final thing is the data loading, right? So once the cleaning is done, it is ready to load, right, to the output integration, for the output integration, where it can be an Excel or Power Platform or Power BI, anything. Now, if you see here, I have mentioned like the AIM language. Okay. AIM language, right? So the Power Query basically uses something which is AIM language. It is nothing but scripting language. That is, the design is similar to the F sharp. F sharp is basically a functional programming language in the .NET programming. Okay. The AIM stands for mashup, and I mean, it is basically meshing up the data. Simply means combining data from the multiple sources into a single and unified view. Okay. Basically, AIM script makes the data preparation refreshable and reusable. I will show you exactly, right, like in when we are going with the practical with an Excel file. Um, what else we're having? The query editor, right? So this is basically an interface or the screen where you can where you are basically doing all the cleaning part. I mean, every step that you are recording, right? So every step that you are performing, it will automatically get recorded, and you will be able to see in this interface what are all steps you have followed. You can delete them, you can just edit it, and like this, this query editor. Okay, I think that that's the most of the portion that I really wanted to talk about this architecture. So now we can start with our Excel file, and we can see how Power Query works. So let's get into the file. So to save up our time, I just have created very few line item here. So you can see it's a very messy data, right? So where we are having the names and the roles, but uh, the names are not in proper shape, right? No capital, small things are maintained. There are the unnecessary spaces and everything. So how we can use the Power Query to make it usable? Okay. So first of all, before we get into the Power Query, we have to convert this data into a table. The easiest way to do is you can use Control T. It is a keyboard shortcut. Let me just type. It is CTRL plus T. Okay. So this is what is the keyboard shortcut that you can use. In case you are unable to use the shortcut, let's say in case you are using the web version, in many cases the shortcuts are not working there. So in that scenario, you can go to format as table, and you just can select whatever the format you want just to convert it in table. Okay, simple. So let's convert this as a table. Okay, simply this, and it is converted to a table. Now, what we have to do is we have to come to the data tab here. Then we have to click on from the table range. So you can see this is the Power Query editor where we are having the same data that we imported into the Power Query. We explained, right, when we talked about the architecture. So it is the same data that we have imported into the Power Query. Now, the first part is the data cleaning. How we can do that? Simply. So the name is having so much of space, right, and everything. So just right click, go to transform. Okay. In the transform, you can first go to trim. Okay. So all the unnecessary spaces are now gone. Next, you go back to the transform and then clean. So any sort of unnecessary hidden characters or whatever is there, it's now cleaned. Sorry. The next thing you can do is go to transform, then capitalize each word. So basically the first letter of the word will get capitalized, right? So the name should be in this format, right? So it's done. Um, Now the roles are automatically coming. That's like, if you wanted to do the same thing for the role, you also can do it and transform whatever you want. Okay. Now, if you can see here, all the steps are now recorded, right? Okay. So now the next requirement is to add a column, access level in this table. How to do that? So at the top, you can see there is a tab called Add Columns. You can come here to the Add Columns, and you can go with a custom column. But what I want is here, um, if the role type is manager, I want the access label would be admin, right? If the role type is RSM, then admin. If a developer, the role type is development, tester is development, right? So like this way, I wanted to make the access level. Okay. So if you want a conditional access level, then you go with the conditional column, right? So here you can see the conditional column. Click here. Okay. So now in the column name, instead of custom, you can type whatever the name you want as a column header. So for this case, it is access level. Okay. So what I want is, if the role, the column name, right? Role, the equals, the value is manager, then I want the output is, let's say admin. Okay. Now add a clause. Again, I want the role. If that equals to RSM, then go with admin. Then give the role admin. Okay. Now add clause. Let's say the role equals to um, developer. Then give the access type is, let's say, development. Okay. Also, you just give the same role for the testers, right? TEST here, that's what is there. If the role is tester, then give development access level. Now you also have to say, if those things are not matching, then what will happen? So you say, if those things are not matching, right? If the role is not manager, RSM, tester, or developer, then you just go with general. Okay. Then click on OK. Now you can see it is created automatically, right? The manager is admin, the development, all those things. I hope that it is clear, right? So the next thing I wanted to add is the username. I wanted to add that because I want to show you how the AIM code is actually works. So to add the user ID, I need a custom column. Okay. It is not a conditional column. It is a custom column where I'm going to give the title of the field is, let's say, user ID. Now, how I wanted to get the user ID? I wanted to get the user ID based out of the name field. What I want, the first three of the first name and the last three of the last name. Now there might be a scenario, right, where the first name may be two letters, okay, not the four, or the last name is just the two letters, okay. There are the chance, right? There are some special characters that may come in the middle, right, of the names. Let's say ST or something, right? In many names, there are some full stops or something comes, right? So I just don't want those special character in the user ID. And in case the first name and last name combination is less than 3 plus 3 equals to 6 character, then the remaining character that is less than 6, right? So we want just X printed there. So that's it. That's the whole logic, right? I need to write. So I have to use the aim query, right? Um, to make it easy, right? Just remember that here we are having, just think, right? It is a recipe you are going to prepare. Okay. So there are the two main thing, right? Whenever you are preparing a recipe for someone, one is somewhere you are preparing, and somewhere like the end part is where you are serving the dish, right? So these are the two main thing, right? The late part, in this case, the late part, late, right? So this is where you are basically preparing all your ingredients. So in this case, all the logics are getting prepared. And the in part is where you are serving the dish, right? The prepared dish. So basically, that's what is the outcome of the whole logic. Okay, so clear? So I think that we can now start writing. Okay. So first thing, the first part is we have to cut the vegetable, right? The dicing zone. So here we are going to start with the lid because we are getting into the preparation area. Sorry, it's like that. So let dice them. Let skip. I don't need them. What we are first going to do, the first thing first, right? The first part is get the first and last names. First last names. I don't know why it's giving from the names column, right? From the name column. Okay. Let it be, right? Sometime it just gives red, green, blue. It's okay. So the first thing is like we need to get the first name and last name from the name column. So if like in this name column, if I'm considering the first name as an example, so we need to split it as John and then Smith, right? So how we can do that? So first thing is split name, right? Split name equals to text dot split and then column name is name and then what I want, like how it's separated by a space, right? Because first name space last name, so that's what it is. Uh, I will explain it. No worries. Next is the if name, right? So I want the first part. The if name means I'm just declaring if name means the first name equals to um, split name and then the first part of it, right? So whatever split name is having, I need the first part of it. Okay, and then the last name, right? Let's declare L name. Okay, that is the representation of last name where I need like if uh, these dot count split name is greater than 1, then split name I need the next part, right? Next part of the name. This I have to get this curly bracket and then 1. Okay. Else you just print, let's say xxx. Okay. And then give a comma. Then go to down part. Okay. So now the chopping part is done. The dicing part is done. Okay. The next is the purification zone. Let's say here we are basically going to clean the names before we are taking the 3 characters. In case there are anything apart from the alphabetics, right? A to Z, whether it is capital or small letter. So apart from that, whatever it will omit, right? So that's what we just need. Okay. So we are basically what we are going to do is let's say uh, clean the names before taking three letters. Okay. I'm very bad at spelling, man. I think now it's. Oh, again I'm wrong. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I'm sure I'm right now. Maybe. Okay. So the first thing that we are going to declare is the cleaning first name. Okay. So let's say clean f name. Mm, f name equals to text dot select. It's automatically come. You can use the tab as well, like this, but I don't need. I can type. So f name and then give a comma, then curly bracket. What we want is in the code A, and then A should be in the code. Then after that, give like two dots and then Z like this way, and then give a comma, parenthesis, you can say as well. So A, and then this, capital Z. Okay. Either it is lowercase a to Z or uppercase a to Z. That's what we need. Okay. We don't need anything else. Okay. So where is the bracket? Okay. So that's what we want. I think we simply can just copy just to save our time, and here we just can paste it. Instead of first name, we just need the last name, and it would be instead of if name, it should be L name, right? Last name, L name. That's what we declared right here. So that's what it is. After that, yeah. So that's done, right? So that's the purification part, right? That is done. Whatever the after dicing, right? We have to clean it with the fresh water. So cleaning the vegetable is done. Now the calculation zone, right? We have to um, um, now like how to prepare the thing, right? The quantity and everything, right? How much to give, how much masalas to add and everything. So let's do it. The next part is the calculation, right? That's what we said. So say, oh, I haven't mentioned the two here. First one I mentioned two. So that this is the third part. Okay. So here what we are doing, we are calculating how many characters to check, right? For user ID or user ID. I'm sorry, I might taking a bit time, but I think it is important to do it slowly so we both can understand the things. Okay, so first measure the length of the if name and then length of the like why we need to measure the length as I have mentioned, right? If the first name is less than three letters, right? The three letters, three alphabets, right? So we have to take the extra from the last name, right? So we have to measure the length of it. How we can do that? So let's say f length to represent the length of it equal sign, then text dot, it will come the way length, and then you what from what I mean which length you are we are measuring. We are measuring the f name, the first name length, right? So f name. Okay. Clear? A comma, go down. Now let's what we have to take from the first name, the um If it is less than three alphabets, then take whole. If it is if not, right, if it is three or more, then take the first three. Okay. So if take, I mentioned, right, if take equals to um, if len means first name len, okay, is less than 3, then if len, right, then take the full len, um else 3, like the first three. Okay, clear? Okay. um then the last name, right? So the l take equals to 6 minus f take. You understood? So what I'm saying here is, I'm mentioning, right, like the L take would be the 6 minus F take. Like if the F take means how many alphabets we are taking from the first name. If it is 3, then 6 minus 3, 3. So we are going to take the last name 3 character. If the first name is just 2, then definitely the F take is 2, right? So in that case, we are going with the 6 minus 2, 4, like this way. Okay, clear? I hope it is. Now, um, now the final part, right? The assembly. Okay, let's assemble and serve it, right, to the guest. Okay, okay. Now, in. As I have mentioned, right? So we are getting into the dining hall now. Sorry. Sometimes it helps me more that I don't want. In just okay. So what I'm going to do is the final part. 4 is combine, combine them and make it. What I'm doing is I'm just making it uppercase, right? So let's say JOHSMI, that is taking as a user ID. So it should be without space and it should be uppercase, right? So that's what I want. So let's say text dot upper, then text dot start. What it will start? The F name. How many character it will take from the F name? That is F take decided, right? F take, right? And ampersand we have learned, right, when we have seen the Excel formula, right? Ampersand, it is join the things, right? Text dot start. I mean, why I'm using the start? Because for the if name I also wanted to start from the first, right? For the last name also I wanted to take the first 3 4 whatever the last name we are taking, it should be start from the first of last name. I hope that you can understand. Like what I'm saying is, right, so if it is going to start, right, it is not going to start from OHN. It should start from JOH, right? Same for the last name as well. I don't want it to start from ITH. It should take SMI, right? It should start from the beginning. So that's why we are using the start, okay? So now L name, then how many characters I have to take from the L name, that is getting decided into um, LTech, right? That's a variable we declared, right? That's all. Bracket close. I think that's it. I need to do. Okay. So let's click on OK and see. Awesome. So it works, right? So it took the first 3 of the first name and the last 3 of the sorry, first three of the first name and the first three of the last name. So by that way, it use the user ID. Okay, so we have created this thing, right? This thing. Okay, so now let's go back. So to go back, you have to click on this close and load, right? So we are done. It is actually ETL, right? So the loading phase, right? Ultimately, we are going to the main area, right? Where we want this data back, right? So close and load. So you have to click on close and load. Okay, so it created this table and you can see that, everything is now sorted, and like it is reusable. I have mentioned how it is reusable. So let's say you have the John Smith or whatever, right? So if you wanted to make a change, eh, um, let's say instead of Rajiv Kumar, you're saying, let's say this Great. Okay. And instead of tester, maybe you are saying user. Done. So now you come back to the table, click here, and then refresh. See, it will automatically change the thing. Okay. Okay. So let's see that if we can just add a new name. What name I can give? Let's say Raj, or just see the for two character first name, and the last name is 4, whether it's taking all. Let's say user. Okay, let's see what happens. Come here and refresh. Okay, so it is taking the full. Okay, so by that way it works. And if you, okay, it is updating the source now. If you wanted to go back and see the table, you just double click and it will open. Okay, and in case you wanted to make any change anywhere, this conditional column, right? So um, if you wanted to add a new clause, you can just add, let's say, if the role equals blank, then just keep it blank. Okay, so you just can add that, and same as you just can close and load. Okay, so anything you want, right? Any sort of change you want, you also can do that, and it is reusable. You no need to do it again and again. Just whenever you are having the raw data, you just append it, you just change it, and it will work, right? So we change it to Lisa Day. We have seen that it works. We have added a new, it works. So it will save a lot of your time. So it is not always true that we are receiving the data in the proper format all the time. So it may come in this messy as well. Uh, it's actually the same thing. You just have to do, just convert this data into table. Just I'm repeating, you can go to your home tab and you can convert it, format it as a table from here, format as a table, or else you just can use the control T, right, to create the table. The same thing, you have to come to the data from table range, right? Keep this thing in mind, table from the table range, whenever you're doing it from the Excel file. So it just came here, right? So you can now simply right click and split columns, right, by delimiter, right? You just click that whenever this sort of reports are coming. Okay, just click on it. Now it's having spaces. No, we need this separated by commas, right? So it is comma separated, ID, name, role, right? So you can see comma, you just change it and then click on OK. It is automatically changed, right? um, if you are seeing like these fields are messy, having a lot of the spaces and everything, transform and then trim, then transform and clean, The same thing you can do here as well. It will stay recorded, and all the time you are adding a new table, it will do the same thing, right? So it will trim, and then it will transform into clean, right? After that, if you want to remove the duplicates, right? So you can go and click on the remove duplicates, right? So it will do that. It will take a bit of time. So okay. So it just removed all the duplicate names out of it and just kept the 25 names as is. Okay, so like this way you can do. I'm sorry, it's already 35 minutes. I hope that you have learned it. So let's close and load, and let's end for the day. Sometime it takes time to load the data. Just don't worry. It based on your machine performance, your processing speed, and everything. I hope that this learning is helpful. Please let me know. And again, I'm so sorry for taking so much of time, but I wanted to explain it step by step so you can understand. This is not the only thing that I just have shown you, right? You can do many things with it, just based on the needs. You just can do it, right? So thank you so much for watching. Do let me know if you have any other topics in mind. If not, then I have two or three another thing to cover in Excel part. After that, I want to start a new playlist on VBA. Slowly, I will move on the different learnings that I have learned as of. Thank you so much and have a good rest of the day.